So I get this question asked quite a bit, and it keeps showing up on my YouTube search results. So I figured I would do a video on it. And the question is, well, how do men fall in love? So there's a few different things that are going on in the mindset of a man, and also like viscerally for him when he falls in love with a woman. And most men will tell you when they've met the one. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the wife, because sometimes men marry the wrong woman, and that's just the truth. When a man has met the one, he knows very early on, maybe even the first date, actually probably the first date, that there's something different about this woman. And then he'll take a period of time after that just to validate that his gut instinct about her was correct. When a man takes a long time to propose, it's because he's not really feeling that spark toward her. And if he does end up marrying her, or proposing at a later date, often it's because maybe he's had kids with her, maybe he's just moved in with her, or he's kind of been in a long-term relationship with her, so he just wants to solidify it. It's sort of just him taking the next step in commitment. It's not necessarily the feeling of she's the one. And I hate to say this, I know that I can be very triggering at times, but I'm just here to let you guys know the dynamics in love, and more specifically attraction. So when a man feels this like visceral feeling for a woman, he's not going to wait a very long time to propose to her. I actually go into this more in the books, but he's not going to do that because he knows that this is a really quality woman. And if he doesn't, take those steps to solidify something with her, that she's going to be taken, she's going to be gone. So usually a man will know actually right away, like when he meets her, that there's something different about her. That's the feeling he's going to get, like instinctively right away when he meets her. And he may even feel, oh wow, she's the one, right? What's going to happen though is he's going to take a period of time to like let this feeling set in, just to make sure that it's a true feeling. Now, love is a feeling. Love is not logical. Love is an experiential feeling that we have, and that drives us to someone. So I want you to think about men that you are attracted to. It's not a logical process that's going on when you're moving toward this man. It's a body visceral feeling that pulls you to someone. So that's love. If a man is taking a lot of time to propose to a woman, there's not a lot of love there. It's more obligation, commitment, guilt, etc. Because again, love is a feeling. It's not logical. Anytime a man is not moving toward his feeling, it's because he's stuck up in his head, right? And if a man is in his head, usually that woman is not providing enough pull toward her. So how do men fall in love? Well, there's a few things that are going on here. So firstly, as I mentioned, when the man meets the woman. So what is it about this woman that makes her so unique? Well, for one, she's unique. So what this means is that men, when they're dating, a woman that really stands out is very different from most women that he's met. So most women, and I want you to sort of put yourself in this category, if you are in this category, and if you're trying to, let's say, win over a man's heart. For most women, when they meet a man on a dating app, they're looking at a man as the prize. And so when we're looking at a man as the prize, what tends to happen with most women is they start to overperform to get this man's interest. And when we're performing for a man, and I say this in all of my videos, that it's an inner game, it's not anything really external, it's an inner thing. When we're performing for a man, and if he's a healthy, strong, empowered, masculine energy man, he's gonna feel it, because everything is energy. So even if he doesn't know consciously what's going on, at a body energetic space, he's going to feel that this woman is coming on very strong, and that she's kind of just like the rest, right? So this is mostly the experience of men, where they'll go on a dating app or meet a woman at a bar, and the woman will be very forward, and it will be very, very easy to sleep with this woman. The woman is showing a lot of interest, and it's just the same old rinse and repeat for men. Now, you can activate a man in two ways, up here or in the heart. And when a woman is activating a man in the heart, she's not activating or giving a man the things that he wants. She's giving him the things that he needs. And oftentimes he doesn't even know what he needs because he's so used to getting what he wants. If you're triggering a man's, and it's not even head, his ego, what you're going to do is you're going to be performing for him. So you're going to be putting yourself like beneath him, and you're going to be showing him all the ways in which you would be a great match for him. Now, this feels good to a man's ego because a man wants to feel desired, as I always say in my videos, but that's not going to activate this thing within him that you're different. Because how can he feel that you're different if you're looking at him as the end all be all and the prize? Like, there can only be one pursuer and one receiver, like pursuer and receiver in a relationship. And so if you're the pursuer in the relationship, then he's going to naturally be the receiver, right? This is just attraction. So initially, when he meets this woman that's the one, what happens is she's different. She's not coming across very strong on the dating app. I go into this in What Men Want in terms of how to be on dates, and how to allow a man to initiate and pursue, and sort of how to show him interest without giving it all away. And all the links to my books and my products are in the description below, so you can find that there. You can also book a call with me with respect to your specific situation in the links below. So yeah, like, you don't want to give everything away to a man right away, because then you're not this one in a million type of woman. So when he meets a woman that is a one in a million type of woman, she's going to show up differently right from the beginning. She's not going to play hard to get, but she's going to be confident. So when a woman is confident, she just naturally radiates that, and it's very subtle. So arrogance and confidence are very different. Arrogance, there's an underlying feeling of insecurity when someone is arrogant, and often it's not subtle. So arrogant women will come off very strong to men, and that's also off-putting, or it's not going to trigger a man's heart, right? And a man falls in love when his heart is triggered. With this woman, she's going to be confident, so she's not going to be she's not going to be putting all of her cards on the table. The other reason she's not going to be doing that is because she's going to have a lot of men pursuing her. So in terms of being a high value woman, this is a inside outside sort of game, right? When you feel a certain way about yourself, you've done your inner work, and you take care of yourself, you are going to have men pursuing you. So there's not going to be one man that you put on a pedestal, no matter how dreamy he is, because it's going to take a period of time for you to really assess if this is the man for you. So when a man sees this in a woman, and he sees that she's not really pursuing me, she's not coming on very strong, there's going to be an air of confidence about her, and he's going to feel that right away. Now, it's also the way in which she carries herself and her demeanors and mannerisms. So a woman that is more in her feminine energy, she's going to carry herself in a very modest way, and she's going to be very elegant and sophisticated, and also like very receptive to his advances. Now, again, this is very rare, right? Because most women, when they meet a man, they're not very modest. They're not elegant and sophisticated and put together, right? They're very forward. In fact, most women feel like men, right? And so again, because men don't really know, because these type of women are very rare, they may move ahead with that type of woman and even, get into a relationship with her. But because his heart is not being activated, there's always going to be this feeling within him that he doesn't really feel like the woman is the one. So all of these components initially is what is going to drive a man to pursue, let's say. Now, what is also intriguing about this type of woman is there's going to be a period, and I always talk about courtship because courtship is really important. A man falls in love during this process of dating that turns into courtship, and when he's had a chance to sort of win her over, this is how a man falls in love. He does not fall in love through sex or through any sort of physical intimacy. In fact, the longer that you wait to hold off on any sort of physical advancements with a man. And you can get into specifics in my book, or if you have a specific question regarding your situation, just, book a call with me, or you can book an email session with me. But the longer you wait to do anything physical with a man, the more you're building connection with him and the more he's bonding with you. A man does not, fall in love with a woman through sex. And to be quite honest with you, that triggers his ego. It doesn't trigger his heart, right? So again, there's what a man needs and what a man wants, right? At an unconscious level, a man does not want to marry or does not think that the woman that is for him is going to be for everyone. He's not going to think that. And if he has children with a woman that is loose, or, settles down with a woman like that, it's because he doesn't know. It's because his experience with women are that women just sleep with him on the second date. So it's normal, it's common, right? And so even if he does those things because in the past that's been his experience, that doesn't mean that he has ongoing feelings for you that are very significant, or that he's obsessed with you, let's say. So many women actually say to me that they got the guy, they got married, and now in marriage or in their relationship, the man isn't doing anything for them. They constantly have to nag the guy to help them out in the house, or, to spend time with them. Well, this is what I'm talking about, because there's no attraction. So if you sleep with a man and you give him all the benefits all the benefits of who you are right away, then yes, he's gonna like it. His ego's gonna like it, but you're not gonna trigger his heart. And at some point, he's just gonna get bored, because again, men need to keep, men want to feel that they're winning something over, and they also want to feel that, those parts of you are special and unique to him. So during this period of time when you're getting to know a man and you're allowing him to be a man, so allowing a man to be a man is understanding that a man wants to feel certain feelings with you. A man wants to have the feeling of pursuing you and winning you over. He wants to have this feeling. And when you take that away from him and you are mothering him or nurturing to him, or, sort of giving him everything without him having earned it, you're not treating him like a man, you're treating him like a child, and you're also treating him like a woman, because you're not understanding that while we want to be pursued, women want to have the experience of being pursued. Men don't want to be pursued. Men want to pursue. And when you give a man this feeling that deep down he knows he wants, he just doesn't get to experience because women don't really give him that experience, he's going to have these feelings for you that are different from every other woman. Now, when it comes to modesty, men really want to be with a woman that is modest, and modesty is very attractive to men, and I'm going to do a separate video on this. But a man falls in love when he thinks that you are not for everyone and you are just for him. And how does he know this? He knows this if he's actually had to work for you. If you just give yourself away to him very early on, at an unconscious level, he's going to have the feeling and the sense that you've also been with other men. And again, I understand that we're in the 21st century and blah, blah, blah. I know a lot of people, might not resonate with my message, and that's all good. Do what works for you. If it works for you to sleep with men very early on, if you're getting the commitment you want when you do that, if you're feeling desired, you do you, by all means, this is not for you. But when it comes to love and certain things in terms of attraction, the traditional methods usually work because we're hardwired for that. So when a man is sensing this from a woman that she's just for him, it activates his desire to make her the one, because now she's different. What is also being triggered in a man when you're making him wait is this feeling of not necessarily instability, but a lack of safety. So most of you are very, very boring with men, meaning you give them way too much safety. So again, as women, we want to feel safe. I need to feel safe. I need to feel that a man is consistently pursuing me. He's just for me. He's going to win me over. He is going to fight for the relationship. He's going to, get rid of any threats outside. He's going to do whatever he has to make me feel comfortable. To me, my attraction level for a man goes up when I'm seeing these things, because I'm a woman. I need safety. The number one thing a woman needs is safety. If I don't feel that or sense that, my attraction attraction to the man is going to go down, right? If I feel that I am not safe in the dynamic with a man, and I'm not sensing that he's able to protect, provide for me, and he's not consistent in his efforts of just being there as a supportive partner for me, and is not warding off other threats, my attraction will go down, right? For a man, it's very different. So although a man wants a sense of stability later on in the relationship, in the beginning phases of a relationship, and even into marriage and into a long-term relationship, he doesn't want the feelings of safety. He wants uncertainty because that's exciting. So think about testosterone and dopamine, men, and challenges, right? Like, why do men watch sports? They watch sports because there's excitement. There's a, two teams like practicing, working really hard to get the goal, to get the cup. There was a Leafs playoff game yesterday, so I'm just thinking about hockey, whatever it is, like the cup, right? The playoff cup, whatever it's called. But why do they do that? Why do they watch, right? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. And I completely am not fascinated with sports. But why do men watch sports? Because there's an aspect of working hard and then, conquering and eventually someone winning this like trophy or cup or whatnot. If men knew which team was going to win before, like, before they were watching, it wouldn't be exciting to them anymore, right? They're watching because there's a level of like excitement of who's going to win, and like what team is going to win, and they're rooting for their favorite players, etc. But it's this whole notion of like uncertainty that drives them. What most women do, and why men can't get to that feeling of love for you, is because you're giving them so much safety. So again, you're treating men like women. We want safety, we want consistency, we want a man that is always moving forward, always moving things forward, right? So you're dating, then he proposes, then you set a wedding date, then you get the house. Like, for a woman, we need that, right? If we don't see that stability, I mean, if you're a high value woman, you're going to leave because the attraction goes down for a woman, right? But a man doesn't want that. A man needs to feel levels of uncertainty and excitement, because that is the emotion that he needs to continue to pursue you, to win you over. If you already act like you're there, and everything he does, even though he hasn't won you over, and you give him everything, and everything is placed like on a silver platter for him, there's no incentive and drive for him to continue to move the relationship forward. And if he's not having thoughts of how to win you over, or how to make you happy, or how to progress the relationship, he's not falling in love. Because this is how men bond. Men bond with a woman when they're the ones that are moving the relationship forward, because that is what makes a man feel like a man. And so if you're taking that role away from him, and unconsciously you're taking that role, so you're being the man, he's going to be in this receiving energy, like, okay, let me just be doted on, and I will just have you do everything for me. And he's not going to feel sparks for you. So even if you're in the relationship with him, even if you get the commitment from him, it doesn't matter. Because if you find that he's checked out in the relationship, it's because like everything is just kind of handed to him, and he never really had enough time to build up this like value with you. A man needs to like value you, and he only values you when incrementally he is working to win you over. Now, I just want to say, just because I say a man should win a woman over, it doesn't mean that a woman should not be like receptive to his advances. I'm not saying that. If you're a feminine woman, you're going to be receptive to a man's advances because you want that, right? You want to be pursued, you enjoy that, but it's not going to come off as disingenuine or inauthentic. It's going to come off very sweet. And a man wants to feel that, because if you're not being genuine, like in your like enthusiasm for his pursuit, there's also not going to be enough like oomph there for him to continue to move things forward. So, always allow a man to be a man. Let him work for you. Don't put everything out on the table. Let him get to know who you are. And like, like the main thing is that you have to value yourself as a woman, and if you don't value yourself as a woman, then you're not going to be able to do this in a genuine way, because you don't love yourself. And when you love yourself, everything I'm saying is just the natural byproduct of who you are, because you're not going to put everything on the table, and this naturally is going to be attractive to men. Now, if you want to speak with me privately, all the links are below. I appreciate and love all of your comments. I read every single one of your comments, so I appreciate all the love and support, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye for now.